Hi guys, back with a new video. Well, sort of. Um, so, um, yeah, this is actually happening a lot sooner than what I thought, and what I mean by that is, okay, literally, as I finished part two, whoops, as I finished part two, literally click stop, boost up my PC, door knocks, and what happens? I get part one, the replacement. And to be honest, it's not even delivered by Royal Mail, which was interesting. TNT Express, apparently. Literally, as I finish part two, I get the replacement for part one. So, let's do that. Very, very funny, if you ask me. So, first thing first, as we have seen with the Anime Limited's post, you will notice the difference between the versions because it has a different blurb when you go and pick it up at retail. So you don't want to see blue if you're picking it up now, you want to see purple. Purple? Pink. Now obviously let's go through the differences and see what's changed. So first of all, we have seen on their site it's plenty wider and it's a smidgen taller, as you can see. What does that mean exactly? The dimensions are more proportioned properly, so the set will, be able to be stored and not necessarily have a problem getting out. So you can clearly see definitely wider and definitely taller. So the proportions are much better. The artwork looks about the same. It probably looks a bit tidier down here. But the original set was well proportioned anyway. But as you can see, the artwork, the wrap, is a bit more tidier. So I suppose that's an improvement as well, if you want to consider how neat your sets want to look. So without further ado, let's actually see, because I'm curious what they've done. The one thing I'm actually curious of is whether or not, I might be cheeky to sit here and say, but I'm wondering whether or not this is just purely a replacement of the digipack itself and the art box, whether or not we have the Blu-rays in here as well, because at least with my Blu-rays, I had a problem with the pop-up menu. Like Blu-rays typically have a pop-up menu, and the original release, the first print edition, if you want to call it, had no pop-up menu, which, it's not a deal breaker. It's just a case it's just a nice function to have as a Blu-ray. So yeah. So as usual, BBFC is on the plastic, just the glue dots and whatnot. So let's have a look, shall we? So get rid of the divider because we don't need that anymore. Right, so we've got our lovely art box with better dimensions. So, right, yep, definitely slides out. So just like the first one, looking all nice and clean, just like the first. So as we can see here clearly, it's not clamping the digipack at all. So that's great, and it will slide out with enough force. Great, awesome. So, yes, it is a full replacement. It is a full replacement with the DVDs. Now, I know it sounds a bit stupid because it was wrapped in retail and everything. They're not going to take the discs out for the sake of sending it back in retail. This is a retail release. This is what you're going to get. So you get a full replacement, not just the digipack and art box and whatnot. You get the Blu-rays as well. So unlike the first set as well, I have my glue dots as well. Everything's green. I will see if they've fixed the Blu-ray or not. They didn't mention it being an issue, so I don't think it was called to their attention, despite it being featured in a video and the post I made to Anime Limited on their Facebook page as well. I don't think they took note of that. They haven't mentioned it, so we'll just have to wait and see. although I don't think that will be the case since I haven't mentioned it. So, with that said and done, just a comparison between the two, you can clearly see that it is more spacious. You won't have to pinch it like mine, as you can probably see there with the pinch mark just there. It's not showing up too well, but it's roughly, if anything, actually, I think the original box is actually a bit taller. The original. The packaging's coming a little bit off there, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. So yeah, literally no difference other than the obviously the fact it comes out and we actually get an actual full release again for no money at all. The fact they're replacing it completely is, and not charging us or anything, is astounding. I haven't had to pay anything for this, not even any shipping or anything like that. It's completely free. So if you do indeed have YLIA in April, the original first print edition, it definitely is worth asking Anime Limited, emailing Jeremy for a replacement, because now that we're going to have the box set complete, this is what it's going to look like. And as you've seen from the previous video, which that one will go up first, these things slide out. Part 2 doesn't get stuck. It's well proportioned, it looks really nice. I'm rather happy. They've done a grand job in replacing this set for no money at all. And as a, an apology, they've gone ahead and replaced it, despite how much money it probably costs them to replace it. So, I'm very happy with the replacement. How could I not be? I've got a full new release for free. No money spent at all. No shipping. Nothing spent. It was completely at the kindness of Anime Limited. That does call into question what you have to do with the original release, because Anime Limited have not asked for a recall. I still own this. I still own Part 1, the first print. I'm just going to call it first print edition now because I'm a collector and, well, there was a defect with it. So what will you do with your original edition, your first print? It's completely up to you. Anime Limited are not making a recall. The only thing that they ask is that you do not resell your Part 1. And because it being defective and it not being a product that was initially released with its intended, what do you want to call it? Intended desires, intended quality. Obviously that's completely up to you whether you sell it or not. I mean, you do have the additional Blu-rays and it's money towards something else. I would encourage not, unless you make it known it's a defect and everything, because the Blu-rays play perfectly fine. There's no problem with the quality of Part 1 or anything like that. It's just that anyone buying Part 2 is going to have a problem storing it and having it as a collector's edition. So I would probably urge people to keep it as a collector's item, because it's nice to have these kind of things because they don't happen all the time. Not that they're good that they happen, because we don't want defective products, but in the case of having something that you can keep for free, and it's a case of, this is a first print run kind of thing. I like to think of it that way, but that's just me. So that is the replacement scheme for YLIA in April. I'm very happy with the outcome. I'm very much more happy to be an owner of YLIA in April now that the problem has been resolved. The set looks absolutely gorgeous, as you can see here with the artwork, and we finally have YLIA in April in the UK, which is great. Very affordable compared to the Aniplex release, and I'm really happy to get started. As I mentioned in Part 2, I have started watching it since last night, and I've watched the first 4 episodes, and I rather enjoy it. And now that we've got Part 2, I'm really looking forward to watching more. So yes, YLIA in April, guys. This is the replacement product. This is what you get. This is the complete series collector's edition. Rather happy indeed. and I'm finally happy that it's finished and in its intended glory. Absolutely fantastic. Good job, Anime Limited. Good on you for making this replacement at no extra cost. Absolutely grand, guys. We very much appreciate it. I just hope we're not too cruel about it. So that will be it until I believe the end of the month, with I believe 2 releases that I'm really looking forward to, and I will definitely get on the channel, so please look forward to that. So our replacement scheme, very happy with it. I hope you guys get in your requests about them too, and you can look forward to having your line able in its intended glory. So that will conclude the video, guys. Thanks for checking out my video, thanks for checking out my channel as usual, and I hope you are able to get your sets replaced if you have this problem. So as always, guys, take care and have fun.